City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And I want to go ahead and talk about why Cody Rhodes' title reign will go down as one of, if not the worst WWE title reign in the history of WWE. All right. Now, I want to start this off by saying, whenever I think of who the GOATs are, in my own opinion, all right, in my own lifetime of what I've seen out of the company, right, all the things that I've watched from the golden age, right, to the Attitude Era, to the Ruthless Aggression Era, PG Reality Era, up to the Triple H era, okay? When I think of who the GOATs are, one thing that doesn't necessarily come to mind when I think of who the GOAT is the title reigns, okay? One thing I don't necessarily think about what comes to mind is the amount of title reigns that they had, okay? It's just one of the things that doesn't really come to mind. When I think about who my GOATs are, all right? We're talking about Stone Cold. We're talking about Hulk Hogan, okay? We're talking about The Rock. We're talking about John Cena, right? We're talking about The Undertaker, right? When I think of these guys, I don't necessarily think of them as, you know, the most dominant champions of all time, this, that, and the other, the greatest champions of all time with these absolutely spectacular title runs. That's not what I think about, okay? Now, why don't I think about this, okay? Because just like I say all the time, all right? This is a fake sport, all right? Dangerous, but fake, all right? This shit is predetermined. It is not real, all right? What I think about is how these people made me feel, all right? Stone Cold always made you feel something. Hulk Hogan made you feel something. John Cena made you feel, whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? He made you feel something. The Rock made you feel something, okay? You always felt like these guys should be at the top, right? You always felt like these guys were just the best at what they did at the time because of how they made you feel. Not because of how many title reigns they had or any of that garbage shit or how long they were able to hold on to the titles. None of that shit is what comes to mind when I think about who these guys are, right? And how they made you feel in the company, all right? And when I think about Cody Rhodes, okay? When I think about this Triple H era and how Triple H tries to get his favorites over by just slapping the title on them and just having them go out there and cut the most garbage, boring fucking promos, put on the most monotonous matches and putting on fucking rematch after rematch after rematch, okay? Boring, uneventful, fucking feuds, right? I don't think of anybody from this generation as being anywhere in the GOAT conversation. Now, this brings us to Cody Rhodes, okay? Now, Cody Rhodes will be the guy that holds on to the title for at least 365 days, okay? We don't know if he's gonna go over at WrestleMania yet. All right, we won't know that until we figure out exactly who he's gonna face. All right, so his title reign will be at least 365 days, right? And here is the problem with that. Cody Rhodes has had 4 feuds throughout this entire year, all right? He's had a feud with Solo Sikoa. He's had a feud with AJ Styles. He's had a feud with Logan Paul. And he's had a feud with Kevin Owens, all right? And the problem with this, all right, it's not necessarily the amount of feuds that he's had, right, during this year-long reign, or this nearing a year-long reign now, right? It's the fact that none of these feuds made you feel anything. None of these feuds will be remembered by the majority of the wrestling zeitgeist by the time that it's over with, okay? I talk about it all the time, all right? The reason why Seth Rollins' title reign did not go anywhere, all right? The reason why it will be forgotten, all right? And it already pretty much has been forgotten, all right? The reason why is because Seth Rollins did not have not one, not a single engaging feud throughout the entirety of his title reign, okay? And that's just the mark of the Triple H era. None of the title reigns have engaging feuds, okay? Matter of fact, fuck the titles. Anyone in the mid card, anyone in the main event picture, even the jobbers, none of them have, right, these fucking they don't have engaging feuds, okay? And when I think about everybody that Cody Rhodes has faced, I think about how the feud made me feel, all right? Now, when we're talking about AJ Styles, okay, that feud was ass. And the reason why it was ass is because we already kind of had an understanding that in this Triple H era, all right, people will not just drop the title at any given moment. That's something that you can give that to Vince McMahon. That's something that he did properly. You always felt that the title was in jeopardy, okay? That whoever was coming up against the champion, they had an opportunity, they had an actual chance to win, okay? We knew that AJ Styles was not going to win that feud because it was Cody Rhodes' first feud, right? And shit, the marks of the internet will tell you, especially back in that time. Oh, you just gotta let it play out. I mean, Cody Rhodes, he's obviously not gonna lose this title, this feud because I mean he just got the title, bruh. He just got the title, bruh. I'm not of that school of thought. I'm not of the school of thought that just because you just got the title, that means that you have to hold on to it for a certain specific amount of days before you let it go. Okay? That's never been a part of how I think about title reigns, okay? Especially when it comes to this fake sport, okay? This is not the UFC, all right? This is not one championship, right? This ain't Bellator, nigga. This is the WWE, where anything should be able to happen. All right. So when you tell me that, oh, no, that's absolutely not going to be able to happen because he just won the title, as if him winning the title isn't just him getting the script written for him winning the title. All right. As if he actually put in some kind of hard work and effort to actually beat an opponent for the title. OK, this is just not like this. This is the mark of the Triple H era. Right. Where people are no longer expecting somebody to lose the title when it should be time for them to lose the title. All right. Think about all the feuds that he's had. All right. So we talked about AJ Styles. We knew that he wasn't going to win that. Then he goes up against Logan Paul in a throwaway match for, what was it? Crown Jewel, not Crown Jewel. I don't even remember. It was one of the Saudi pay-per-views. Okay. Just a throwaway match, all right, in Saudi Arabia, all right, and for absolutely no reason, they didn't get any heat on the feud. Nobody believed that Cody Rhodes was going to lose the feud, so you just put Logan Paul in there, who is actually a very good wrestler, all right, in his own right, especially as far as cutting promos and his in-ring ability, right, getting heat from the fans. He is a very good wrestler, probably better than 95% of the people on the roster at this point, all right, as far as the things that he's capable of doing. And you just have him go out there to take an L to Cody Rhodes, all right, in a one-off feud. It's not like they kept that feud going. And then after that feud was over, they went ahead and went back to AJ Styles, which was crazy to me, all right. Then next up, who do we get? We get Solo Sikoa and the whole Temu Bloodline storyline, right, where Cody Rhodes is having to fend off these motherfuckers from getting his title. And we all knew from the jump that whenever it came time that Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa get in the ring one-on-one, that what was going to happen? Solo was going to fucking lose, okay? He was going to lose. He was not going to win the title, all right? And why? Okay, why wouldn't you want to put the title on Solo? I mean, besides the fact that he's boring, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's getting better, don't get me wrong, but especially at the time, nobody could believe in a Solo Sikoa title reign because he just had him go on a fucking 50-fight losing streak, right? Like, so nobody was going to believe in that in the first place, okay? But you have him go up and do this feud with him anyways, all right? And then in the end, he ends up losing the feud. He doesn't even go over in the end, okay? And then what happens next? We get this long-ass, drawn-out, 6-month Kevin Owens feud, okay? And this feud, in my opinion, was absolute garbage, okay? It was garbage. It started off okay. It started off decent enough, right? Because you had, like, some elements, you know, where Kevin Owens is going and he's like, you know, hurting Cody's friends and this, that, and the other. And he was cutting decent enough promos on him at the beginning. But then it just spiraled into what Triple H feuds always spiral into. Just endless, monotonous brawls week after week, boring promos week after week. All right. And once again, we all knew from the jump that Cody Rhodes was not losing this title because he's not going to lose it until at least WrestleMania, right? So what are we even doing the feud for? What are we even doing the feud for? If he's not going to lose, if we all know that he's not going to lose this shit, and you're not even willing to make me believe for an instant, right, that Kevin Owens even has a chance of winning the feud, then why should I care? And that's the whole point that I'm getting at here is why should the people care? Huh? Why would the people care? All right. And then not only that, you have Solo Sikoa coming back 6 weeks after getting his ass whipped by Roman Reigns, okay? And when I say getting his ass whipped, obviously it was a 50-50 match, okay? Nobody just gets their ass handed to them anymore, right? You're either going into a 50-50 match, or it might be like a quick squash, but not a serious squash. You'll just get rolled up, you know what I'm saying? And you'll lose like that, right? So you have him go in a 50-50 match with the OTC, right? Get his ass whipped, all right? Then he just disappears off TV for a few weeks and then comes back and attacks Cody Rhodes. For what? So Cody can have something to do for the next month? Which is crazy to me because Drew literally just said, I'm coming for Cody Rhodes in his promo before his match with Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. He literally said he's coming for Cody Rhodes. So why wouldn't you just set that up? Why wouldn't you just set that? If Cody Rhodes needs something to do for the time being, okay, and we're not in a era anymore where the Elimination Chamber is a match where the championships are put up, right? Where it's basically just a big ass number one contenders match, right, for WrestleMania. Then why wouldn't you just set it up for Drew? He's going to lose the Elimination Chamber. If he makes it to WrestleMania, depending on who it's against, he's going to lose that either way. He's lost a lot anyways. So why wouldn't you just have him lose against the champion? That doesn't put necessarily a big mark on him. It does put a big mark on him when you have him lose all these meaningless feuds, a feud over a fucking bracelet, the feud with his feud with Seth Rollins. You have him lose. You just have him losing his feud with Gunther. You just have him losing. He just loses. So you might as well put him up with Cody Rhodes. At least it'll be a good match. At least it'll be something that we haven't necessarily seen in a while. All right. But he's throwing up all these fucking rematches. Triple H throwing up all these rematches and expecting the people to give one iota of a fuck. It's impossible. It's impossible for me to care at all about what's going on right now. Okay. And that is why Cody Rhodes, his title reign, will go down as one of the biggest flops in WWE history, because not only has he held this motherfucking title hostage for close to a year, and it will be a year by the time that he does end up dropping it, or he might not drop it at WrestleMania. I mean, we will see, right? By the time it's over, he'll have completely failed over the course of a year to get the people invested even slightly into what he's doing, what he's doing next, who he's feuding with. He hasn't elevated anybody. He hasn't developed his character at all. Nothing has changed with Cody Rhodes. So how could the people still be behind him at this point? Okay. The woes are dying down. Okay. The cheers are dying down. It depends on what city he's in. I mean, obviously, if he goes to Atlanta, where he's from, the people are going to cheer for him. But we saw it in Memphis. The people couldn't give two fucks, one iota of a fuck about Cody Rhodes in Memphis. Because how could they? How could they? This is Cody Hogan at this point. He just goes over. Now he hulks up for some reason, right? As if that's supposed to get him over. Like, this shit is just not an entertaining feud at all. And none of the feuds that any current champion is in right now is entertaining, engaging, any of that. None of them have good storylines. And all of the storylines are, if you could call them that, is just wrestling. So that's why Cody Rhodes' title reign will go down as the worst in WWE history, if not one of the worst. I don't know who you can put above him. Maybe Gunther, right? Because Gunther, he doesn't even wrestle. Like, that motherfucker doesn't wrestle at all. He doesn't cut engaging promos at all, right? So, yep, that's been the video, right? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Leave a like and a subscribe if you want to hear some more. And I'll be back in the next one. This has been your boy, Nate the Great. Peace.